When the United States entered the war, women all over the country wanted to help, whether it was donating valuable metals from their kitchens or going to work in the war factories. Women made a difference, and some of them even got to fly. They were the WASPs, the Women's Airforce Service Pilots. They ferried planes, towed targets, and tested aircraft to release men for overseas action. We're lucky to have one of the WASPs with us today. In fact, she flies her P-40. She is Susie Parish. Welcome, Susie.
How do you do, Linda? Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's say it's back December 8th, 1941. Where's Susie at?
Susie's at Sarah Lawrence College.
Is that right?
Yes.
What were you taking up at that time?
Well, generally anything. I was just a freshman then, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And after a year, though, I left the college, and they were pleased, and I was pleased, and I was going to study veterinary medicine at Cornell. And I came home and took, I was tutored in the, tutored in the summertime to get some classes like chemistry that I didn't have. And then, though, that summer, I fell off my horse. Oh. And I fractured my ankle, and I was on crutches for 6 weeks, and they wouldn't let me ride even bareback for 6 weeks. And Mother one day said, "You know, Susie, your cousin Dick flies. Why don't you go out and take a few flying lessons till you can ride again?" And so I did. And that was in '42, and then I never stopped. After I was learning how to fly, I found out about them. And then that was the way I wanted to do my war effort, was in a flying way.
Okay.
So I wrote Jacqueline Cochran and I said, "I've soloed. Would you like me to join you?" And she said, "You're not old enough." By the time I got in 1944, you still had to be 21, but you only had to have soloed, I think. But by then I had all my ratings anyway, and 350 hours.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. That sounds so exciting. What were some of your responsibilities, and what did you do while you were a WASP?
Well, I was a WASP. When I was a WASP, I served, I wanted to be a ferry pilot and fly the planes all over, and planes like this, but I never had a chance to. And so what I did do was I was connected with engineering, and I was a back-to-service test pilot on AT-6s. They were the advanced trainer during World War II.
A lot of people wonder, why do you paint it pink?
Well, that's an interesting story. I painted it pink, of course, because that was the camouflage color scheme I liked.
Okay.
And at first, I thought that they had faded to this color. That was what I had read. Since then, I've talked with several people who were over in the Libyan desert, which is where this paint scheme is from, and he said, no, he said they didn't fade this color, they were painted this color to go with the color of the desert.
Oh, okay.
And they're pink, you see, from an airplane, if you look down on them, they would blend with the desert below. But they're blue on the bottom, so if you were looking up, it blends with the sky. And the yellow circle around the star was for Operation Torch, which was going to be the invasion of the Libyan desert.
Oh.
And of course, the flying tiger, I kind of borrowed that.
I like that one.
I do too. In those days you had to slow time the engines when they were new and put in the AT-6s or any of the planes. And if they had been ground looped on the ground and the wing had been damaged and then fixed, I would fly it to be sure it was fixed, and I would fly it the slow timing too. Or if it had a bad spark plug or any number of things that needed to be fixed, then I would take it up afterwards to check it to be sure that it was fixed.
Isn't that dangerous?
Yes, but you were dispendable,
Oh. Okay. Okay.
And I was very proud to have done my war effort in a way that I liked so much. Oh, but I enjoyed it so much at times I felt guilty.
Is that right?
Yes, because I thought a war effort, you shouldn't be so happy doing it. And of course I was just thrilled to be doing it.
How many women went in along with you? Did they
25,000 women applied, 10,000 were accepted for training.
Oh my.
1,000 graduated. 700 of us served.
Is that
Those are
right?
round numbers.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're one of the 700. That's wonderful. And these women flew on. Quite often they outclassed their male counterparts in efficiency, reliability, and even physical stamina. They're a part of American history that rings with all the courage, romance, and adventure of the lives that these extraordinary women lived.
We've looked at a lot of airplanes today, planes from the present and planes that evoke romantic memories from the past. All of them were great